Bookworms, happy holidays. Welcome to the Weekend Readers Book Club. Thank you for joining us. In this episode, we've read our holiday book. Yes, we are discussing today a book called Christmas by Matt Haig. Now, this is the second Matt Haig book that I've read this year, and I was excited because A, it's a children's book, and B, it's interesting to see how Matt Haig can write the first book that we read and then flip the script to see how he goes with a children's book. So, A Boy Called Christmas is a book about a child called Nicholas who becomes Father Christmas as we know it. It's a imaginative reincarnation, readaptation, origin plot of Santa Claus, Father Christmas, Mr. Jolly Jolly Man himself. I have read A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig, and here are my thoughts. I knew going into this was I'm not the right genre for it, right? It's a children's book. It's 300 pages, but the story is somewhat, simple. A boy, Nicholas, brought up in poverty, somewhat, loses his dad, he's got no family, beats a bunch of elves, has a reindeer that can fly, and basically it's a retelling of an origin story of how Father Christmas became Father Christmas. Now with that being said, going into it, as I said, I knew I wasn't the target market for it, but coming out of it, damn, this book is a lot of fun. It just makes you smile, right? I read it and the story's great. The individuals are great. The storyline in relation to Nicholas joining the elves and then taking ages to decide and find out what he was good at as a person, that what brought him the most joy, i.e. giving presents, and then relating that into becoming, say, Father Christmas, or Santa Claus, or however you want to pronounce his name. It was really intriguing, and I applaud Matt Haig with just a really original, to a degree, original story, or origin story of, basically retelling Santa Claus. It's intriguing because it lists off the reindeers that the elves have in this book, and they've got all the reindeers. And I was wondering if they were going to name one certain reindeer with a red nose. And they didn't via name, but they did say there was a reindeer with a red nose in here. So that brought me joy because I was like, I don't know if you had the license from Rudolph. Are you going to include him in here? But, it is what it is. But yeah, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed this book. I came away just smiling. It made me smile. That's the best way to describe it. I read it. While I was reading it, you know how it's going to turn out. You know how it's going to end. It just made me smile because the journey getting from where we started to where it ends, very enjoyable. And I will say this is book one of a 7-book series that Matt Haig has written. And the way in which it ends, I'm like, oh, do we do book 2 for the next Christmas? So that might be on the cards. So overall, great read. Thoroughly enjoyed A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig. Now the question is, will this book be going onto my bookshelf? The answer is yes, for 2 reasons. One, it was just a very enjoyable read. As I said, brought me joy, and it just made me smile. But also, I'm intrigued to see how my 9-year-old goes reading this to see whether or not he actually enjoys it. So I'm going to get him to give this a go this Christmas to see if he actually enjoys the Christmas book that is A Boy Called Christmas. So as it customs here on the Weekend Readers Book Club, as one book closes, another book has to open, and it is now time to find out what the final book for 2023 will be. And Bookworms, we can confirm that the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club is Deception by Leslie Pierce. Got this book from a library, dollar book sale. So I've read the back blurb. Sounded interesting, so I'm going to give it a whirl. So Leslie Pierce Deception, you are the next read for the Weekend Readers Book Club. So Bookworms, that was my discussion and conversation about A Boy Called Christmas by Matt Haig, the Christmas novel that I read and thoroughly enjoyed that has made my bookshelf. As always, you can see what we're doing. You can view our reading vlogs or reading updates via Goodreads under the name Weekend Readers Book Club. And you can find our podcast wherever you get your podcasts from and our YouTube page under the name The Weekend Readers. Until next time, thank you again for joining us on Bookworms. Happy reading and happy holidays.